Hello and welcome to We Are Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where we talk about what we want to talk about. This is episode 74. My name is Matt.
And my name's Phil, creator of Overlord Tanks. Welcome.
Want to say 79 there for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
I felt the 9 coming out at first.
Yeah, I was like, why is 79? That's not right. Oh. Alright. Back again with another episode of We Are Tries. Never looked up the number, not going to. Worst beer reviewers on the internet, right, Phil?
We are numberless.
And today we're trying New Belgium's plus Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough ale. Which, considering it's Ben & Jerry's, I'm guessing it's supposed to taste like chocolate chip cookie dough. But I have no idea. I've never had Ben & Jerry's ice cream. That shit costs too much money.
It does.
And I don't like Stephen Colbert that much.
I agree. It is an amazing brand, though.
I hear good things. But got the puncher here, Phil. It's Punch's beer. Alright, let's give her a sniff. Oh, it smells like sour. It smells like sourdough.
It smells kind of like a sourdough olive type smell.
That's odd.
It smells like a little bit of olives.
Alright, Phil.
Oh.
To We Are Podcast. Can I get an ooh yeah?
To We Are Podcast.
Ooh yeah! I don't know. There's a weird sweetness to it. Don't taste like chocolate chip cookie dough, right? Or even chocolate, right? But there's some kind of sweet taste to it.
I don't taste any cookie dough in it.
Yeah. Or maybe that's like the cream from the ice cream or something. I don't know.
Tastes kind of a little bit of yeasty type, like a yeast type taste.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, it says it's brewed with chocolate and vanilla. Maybe that's where that sweet yeasty taste is coming from the vanilla, I guess.
I agree.
Whatever.
That's probably what it is coming from.
I don't know. This ain't bad. I don't think I'll ever try it again, but it's definitely worth a try.
I kind of get more of the taste when I take a quick swig for some reason. It's different than taking a big one.
It don't smell good, though. That's the thing.
But even then, it's only like a small taste of it. Yeah, I can't really explain what I'm tasting.
Yeah, it's different. So try, buy, pass. What do you think?
I would give it a pass, just because I'm not quite sure what I'm tasting. I can't even explain what I'm tasting.
We can't explain what we're tasting on any of these things.
Right. It's a reoccurring thing.
It's a reoccurring theme on this show.
But I would pass.
I give it a try. I don't think it's that bad. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was only like $1.70, $1.75 or something.
Well, I guess you can't go wrong for the price too, though.
Yeah.
Can't complain about the price.
And I've never had Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but I've had Ben & Jerry's beer. So that's where my life is headed. Wow. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's bad. It's smooth. Don't taste like what it's supposed to, though. But how many beers have we had where it's not, they all do that. They all lies.
I agree. We did expect a lot more.
Yeah. I still like that Neapolitan one, though.
Yeah.
That's the only one I liked so far. Oh, and I think the Beerito. That's just limey beer. Limey. Not British beer, but beer with lime in it.
We could have made that.
Yeah. That's true. There's lime juice in my fridge. Oh, excuse me. Made me a little burpy, though. Alright, Phil. Guess I'll just come out and say it. Reason why we're late, and I hope you enjoyed your Christmas and your New Year's, wherever you may be, is for some reason the show from last week just, I don't know, I put it onto my computer, just corrupted file, could not get it to play. 2 hours of the greatest show we ever had, right, Phil? J.J. Abrams showed up with Mark Hamill and gave us a preview of the new Star Wars movie. Rebecca Sugar showed up with a bunch of craft ales and said she really enjoyed the show and she misses the We Are Podcast drinking game. The mouse came and gave us a big fat check that for some reason, isn't clearing. It's not going through. I don't know what the deal is with that.
It bounced.
He actually patted me on the back and said I did a good job rather than punching me in the stomach like he usually does. Oh boy! I sure do love beating on your ass. But tonight you get a night off. Here's a check. That's not going to clear. It's weird that he ends the sentence like that.
But your ribs are healed.
But your ribs will heal. Winds up.
So I can do it again.
I'll be back. Now you enjoy that Star Wars movie, and now that J.J. Abrams better make me some money too. Oh boy, I sure do love beating my employees.
Just bailed completely.
I got like 4 more Star Wars movies coming out next year. This better make some fucking money.
It's kind of growing on me a little bit, actually.
Well, like I said, it's not bad.
Actually, it is not that bad. It's kind of growing on me a little bit.
Yeah. Then the party and the podcast was so great that the heavens themselves cracked open, and the Macho King came down with Rowdy Piper and China and and Prince and George Michaels and Carrie Fisher and every other person that has died. Oh, Phil, death just ain't playing this year.
He's definitely working some overtime.
He's just walking down Hollywood Boulevard, cutting people. Just ain't playing.
Even he's laying back a little bit and it's like, oh, again. I just got up.
No, I like to think that he's walking down Hollywood Boulevard ripping up stars from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, I run this shit. This is my town now. Y'all pay respect to me.
Mine.
Yeah. Oh, that was me. Oh, that one was me too. Ugh. And people want to think too, like, oh, well, the second 2016 was over. There ain't going to be that many more celebrity deaths. Nah, man, he just getting started. How much you want to bet that fucking ball at the New Year's party on Dick Van Dyke New Year's party or whatever comes down and lands on Chris Hardwick's head, I bet you. Chris Hardwick dies right now after the next episode of The Talking Dead. You got to get that Talking Dead money, though, first.
I hope not.
Well, yeah, Chris Hardwick, he ain't got nothing to worry about, man. Because, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I was watching YouTube, and I guess he's got some... talking about Walking Dead isn't paying enough.
Oh.
You seen this? That commercial
I
for...
read something about it.
Yeah. Like, The Wall... Like, okay, I haven't watched Price is Right in years, but I imagine they still have the Plinko board on there, right?
Probably.
I would imagine, because it was like one of the most popular fucking... People lose their shit when that fucking Plinko board come out. Like, oh my god, I have like a 1 in 10 chance of winning $10,000 5 times? Holy fuck!
It's really the suspense.
Yeah. Plus the thing's always bouncing around, you don't know where it's going to... It's getting closer to the 10,000, but it hits a peg at just the right second. It goes all the way over to 500.
Brr, 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 brr.
Wow. Yeah. Now I guess they don't call it Plinko because I don't know. Maybe it's on a different network. I can't remember what network it's on. I just saw the commercial a couple times. But fuck, I didn't realize that the Plinko was so popular that we finally just made a whole show out of it. Right?
You should have had a show
Well, like I said,
already.
Like I said, people lose their shit when that Plinko board comes out.
It's the noise of it.
Yeah, that Plinko and that fucking yodeler that's always diving off of mountains. Those were the two popular ones from when I remember.
I missed that one.
Yeah. You know, because if you said, that box of Comet cost $3, oh, no, that only cost like $1. Ah! You paid so much more extra money for that store-bought item that this yodeler is going to go commit suicide out of grief. When's that getting its show? Yodeler. Come on, Chris Hardwick will do it.
It was one of my favorites.
Yeah. That's I bet kids probably don't even do that because that's something that's probably like the last of our generation. Remember getting sick and staying home from school and watching The Price is Right? You know? Because I bet kids don't do that nowadays because, ain't no kid watching The Price is Right. He's probably in his room playing fucking Call of Duty or something. Calling someone a fag online.
Typical.
I thought you were sick. Yeah, Mom, I'm sick. They ain't never played no Streets of Rage. Don't know what that's about.
That's astonishing. They should have played it.
Yeah.
Should have played it.
Fuck your Final Fight. Okay, now started some shit, right? No, Final Fight's sweet too. Because I miss that. Like I said, if we ever do make the We Are Podcast game, it's pretty much just going to be like another Scott Pilgrim game. Because it's We Are Podcast the game. Go to the right and kick ass.
Go this way or this way, and it goes bing, bing, bing.
Well, we got to have that. Once you clear all the enemies off the stage, the arrow blinks to tell you what area to go to.
And it's got the yellow chicken that goes very fun, and it's flapping its wings.
We could punch a trash can and there's just a giant lead pipe or a fully cooked turkey in there for some reason.
Or a roast or etc, whatever it was.
9 out of 10 times it was generic looking roast or chicken and or turkey. Those were the main health items in old school beat 'em up games. And then, like I said, there's the lead pipe and katana that someone just threw into the trash for some reason.
I agree.
And or the little knife that after 3 hits you throw for some reason.
You could throw it right away if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could throw it, if you wanted to.
I remember I'd accidentally hit it and I'd be like, whoops, sorry, I hit my partner, whoops.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta keep friendly fire around, Phil. That's what makes it fun. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
How many times I'm on one bar of health? Uh-oh. Get away from me! Get away!
I beat up one of my friends on purpose in the game once and killed him and he got mad.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think first-person shooter games do that no more. If you're on the same team, you can shoot right at your own person, can't you? I don't know.
No, they have a guard against it now. Now they installed guards that make you stop firing if you're aiming at your teammate. They won't let you fire if you're aiming at your teammate, basically.
Right. Because somehow that automatic gun that shoots 30 bullets per second happens to know right when you're pointing at your ally.
Because of Punk Buster and all that back in the day.
We'll throw in some RPG elements. We'll level up and stuff. That way you can put, your boost into power, strength, and power, stamina, and EP. We'll call ours DP, drunk power. Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll call it swill power.
Swill power.
Swill powers activate.
Pull out a can of Ice House Swill, chug it down. That unlocks our Ultra form. Yep. If we do make a game, though, I totally want my power up to be that I do a Sailor Moon transformation of some sorts. And then, because I'm a big fat hairy dude, and I just think it's funny that, a guy that kind of looks like me does a Sailor Moon transformation, and then I come out in, a a plaid schoolgirl outfit because I like wearing flannel shirts. And for some reason, that makes me stronger and faster for a limited amount of time.
Like 8 times stronger.
Sailor Matt, I will defeat you. Evil scum.
It would be astounding.
I don't know why, but I just think that's funny as hell.
Right? Well, hey, so far none of them has worn flannel. It's like, what? I'm bringing flannel back. What's up?
What's going on? I like flannel shirts. I think they look good on me.
Bringing it back into the Sailor Moon universe. I don't know what their universe is, but...
Sailor Moon universe, I guess. Yeah, like I said, my DP, my drunk power fills up. I pull out a can, I chug it, then I turn all rainbowy. I do a little spin, boom. Now I'm in a flannel Sailor Moon outfit. I'll have my hair in pigtails. Be awesome.
That would be big.
People start accusing me of being a crossdresser. Oh.
Yep, social media would definitely light up after that.
Man makes video game where he turns into Sailor Moon ripoff.
You'd get some cool, bold Japanese nickname that they give you. That means this in American.
Matt-chan. And I don't know, I guess yours can just chug an ice house edge and just become angry drunk Phil. You just Hulk out, your shirt rips off, and you just get bigger and buffer for 10 or X amount of time or whatever.
Yep. I could picture it. Oh, it would be brilliant. I would just turn red for like 10 or 15 minutes, and they'd be like, dang, he's still ranting, he's still going, we're out of here.
Yeah.
He won.
Yeah, the whole time you're filled out, your mouth is just going up and down because, and we'll have the little exclamation point, pound sign shit coming out of your mouth while you're fighting.
And the dots.
Yeah. We'll have you hit people with your exclamation points. We'll have a little cartoon steam coming out your ear.
Yep. They'd be like, dang, we can't handle it. He's still going.
He's so angry and rantful about nothing.
Seriously, he's going to pass out in 5 minutes. We're going to get out of here.
Gotta get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah. Let him pass out. We're out of here. Sooner or later, he'll get tired.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know jack shit about video gaming. So we'd have to get popular and get money and pay someone to do this for us.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Well, what's the guy that did the sprites for Scott Pilgrim doing? I ain't seen him doing shit lately.
I'm sure he's in something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he probably is. He's probably an indie gamer or something.
He's probably done something by now. Something else.
I'm sure he has. But like I said, I was thinking about this. I haven't really written anything down that much. But I was working on a plot. Like I said, we've tried all the local craft beers down by the liquor store that's by my house for some reason. Remember, there's that big liquor store at the other end of town. We won't have to say its name because we ain't paying them. But there's just a fancier liquor store at the other end of town. So we went down there, got some beers, wasn't paying attention, bump into the dude, break beers all over his shoes, gets him mad, obviously. And, it's not Brock Lesnar, obviously, but it's totally Brock Lesnar. And then, I'm not going to lie, we ran like hell. And then Brock Lesnar, gets the McMahon on the line, and they put out a giant bounty on her head. These two drunken bozos been talking shit about my McMahonisms, about me taking a suplex for God. So I'm putting $1 million on their head. That way we have to fight our way across town, and we can beat up hobos and hipsters and shit on the way home.
Hey, at least it's a start.
Yeah. We literally have to fight our way across town to get back to the studio so we can record our next show. while finding new craft beers along the way that might unlock superpowers or special abilities, right?
Yep.
You know, we've never had a chili flavored bitter, but I'm sure we can find one. We drink it and we get to spit fireballs for a couple seconds.
Plus this and plus that.
Yeah, like I said.
Plus all.
The intangible beer, you drink it, you're intangible. You know, people can't hit you. You're invulnerable for a second or two, you know? That way we can look like ghosts while we're punching people in the face.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And then, like
I could use that.
Yeah, I could use that in real life, yeah. And plus, if there was a beer that let me spit fireballs, I'd drink that shit daily.
I'd just be like, headbutt, bink. Dude's knocked out.
Burn the house down. You know? You know? And then, boom, like I said, final boss is, you know, we get back to the We Are Podcast studio. We think we made it all fine and dandy. But who's there in the front holding the mic itself? Bork Laser. Not Brock Lesnar, Bork Laser, different guy. Yeah.
And you decided to go with that.
It works on the lore of our show, how I'm afraid that Brock Lesnar's going to beat the ever-living piss out of me if he ever hears any of this shit.
I agree, it does.
You know?
Yep, that is crazy. But, yep. Similarity, but...
You know, like I said, we can beat up generic hobos and hipsters. You know, because we got to fight through downtown where all that hipster fucking artsy-fartsy art is and shit.
Yep. And stomp some hippies. Stomp some hippies.
We'll run into a little jazz know-it-all named...
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, yeah, not Hey Arnold. I was trying to think of a name like
yeah, right.
Randall.
Hey Gerald.
Hey Gerald. Yeah. Plus, I was thinking it like that too. Like we can make it like Final Fight 3 or whatever it was. You know, where even though it's called Go to the Right and Kick Ass, you can take branching paths and.
Well, at least you can go up and down the street.
Yeah.
But that was a good one too.
Yeah. And plus, I just really want to do a Sailor Moon transformation.
They're classic.
I don't know.
Considered classic now.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I find Sailor Moon transformations funny as hell because we talked about this. I always want to call it Scooby Doo and Kiss Rock City or whatever the hell, but that's not what it is. But we talked about this. You saw me. I busted up laughing when Kiss started doing those Sailor Moon things. Man, fucking Gene Simmons is Sailor Mars. That makes my day. When I'm sad, I just load up that clip and I just smile. Oh. Ugh, not bad. I don't know.
It kind of grows on you, the taste. I think the taste kind of grew on me a little bit.
Kind of creamy. I think that's what I liked about it.
It's just a swig beer.
Yeah. Well, we only buy the one We Are Trash because we don't know if we're going to like them or not. But, I don't know. I think after 2 or 3 of these, I'd be like, okay, this is a little much. Little much. We'd have to summon the Macho King again. Should have got his number, Phil.
Definitely.
Oh, that could be like our ultimate finisher. Or like, no, that could be like one of the power-ups or something, you know? You find a certain item and then you can, like in Streets of Rage 1, remember how you'd find those little the Streets of Rage icon?
I remember. Yeah. You got a 1-up.
Yeah. No, remember you could throw it up in the air and then the cops would come and just like shoot everybody up off the screen? We could find like a little macho head, throw it up into the sky. Then we do like a little cutscene where the heavens open up and the Macho King gets off his throne and then drops a giant atomic elbow on the screen that just kills everybody. That'd be awesome.
It would be epic.
Just we're looking up and our eyes are watering. It's true. And Paul Bear's there for some reason. Paul Bear and Miss Elizabeth are sitting by the throne.
Man, they're in the crowd watching the fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Street Fighter crowd.
I was about to say, we could do it where Chun-Li's hiding behind a corner in one of the levels. You know, because Chun-Li's in a bunch of the fighting games just in the background somewhere randomly for no good reason.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember she was partying in one of them. She was like, yeah, there's a fight. Yeah,
I think she was eating noodles in one, too.
Yeah. They definitely threw those in there.
Chun-Li's awesome. She's my favorite Street Fighter. I used to like Ryu, but then I found out like his only motivation in the world is to just wander around and beat people up. I'm like, that's not really that.
Correct.
That's not really that heroic or interesting, really.
Well, he's got to prove that he's the best.
Well,
Nobody's going to beat him. He's the best fighter.
No, it's not that he even wants to prove that he's the best. He's just a wandering hobo. Like in the storyline, like M. Bison's the one. Like
he's a bully.
Yeah, M. Bison's like, I gotta kill the strongest fighters in the world because I'm trying to take over the world, and they might try and come and kill me one day. Ryu didn't even know who the fuck M. Bison was until M. Bison got up in his shit. If he would have just left Ryu alone, he probably could have took over the world, and Ryu would have been like, oh fuck, when did this happen?
I agree.
You know?
Well, you know, he would have been on the other side of the world, you know, fighting somebody else.
Yeah, like I said.
Like, it's going to take him time to get to me because he's on the other side of the world, so, you know.
Yeah, at least Ken has somewhat of a better story. Like, his family's a bunch of rich, it's like if Paris Hilton decided to start kicking ass and winning tournaments to earn money rather than living off her parents and being a celebnite or whatever. Famous for being famous, you know?
It's called something now.
Yeah, a celebutante. I think that's what I was trying to say. But I don't know. Fuck it. You know?
I ain't heard that yet, but, man.
I think that's what they call it.
What a sad world.
Yeah, like Kim Kardashian and shit. Like those people that are just famous for being famous and fucking up.
Society has collapsed with that name.
Yeah.
With a name like that.
Yeah. And like I said, Chun-Li's backstory is pretty generic as hell, though. But, you know, you killed my father, so I must kill you. But at least it's something.
She's got that legendary kick she does, though.
Yeah.
It's like a legendary move. It's a panty popper.
Going to the bone zone.
Just pause the game when she does it.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But there's this YouTube video I remember watching a long time ago where it's two dudes playing Street Fighter, and some guy was like, dude, why do you keep spamming Chun-Li's helicopter kick? And he does it, and he pauses at the game where you can see her panties. Like every kid our age at the time. That's why.
It's a peeker. They programmed it in.
Well, we didn't have high-speed internet access when we were children, Phil. You had to find pornography where you could find pornography.
Well, I remember playing a game and then coming back in 15 minutes. Is it done yet? Nope. Time to play another game.
Oh, loading up a web page back in the day.
Yep.
Yep, you load it up, go play something, look back at your computer. No, it's still not done. Damn FoxKids.com taking forever.
56K? What's that? Like, 56K, what's that?
MS Dot.
Like, 56 what?
What do you mean you had to
56 who?
What do you mean you had to type in a code to play the game back in the day? Didn't you just download it and play it? What do you mean there was no PlayStation Store? Oh, memories.
Excellent.
Now let's go choke some Surge and go play some Dance Dance Revolution, Phil. I fucking hate Dance Dance Revolution. If I'm going to play a rhythm game, it's going to be the good one, Parappa the Rapper. End of story. Fuck off, Guitar Hero. Parappa the Rapper did it better. You know, kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
If you want to test me, I'll do you fine. The things I teach you, I'm sure to beat you.
It's Karate Onion Man, man.
Right.
That is awesome.
I remember if you started doing bad, they'd be like, "You suck."
No.
They'd be like, "No, no," or something.
Yeah. I think they started booing like they did in Guitar Hero.
I hated that game, but still, it's a classic game.
Well, Parappa the Rapper
You
was...
can't put out the classics.
Well, Parappa the Rapper was fun. Like, when you started sucking at Guitar Hero, it just became infuriating.
Correct.
Like, want to punch the wall and shit. Like, at least with Parappa the Rapper, like, okay, I fucked this one up, but there's a similar pattern. I'll get it down sooner or later.
Right, because I remember I seen people just like straight up quit. The person's got like 1 billion points and they got like 300 something, and you can just see that the person's just like, oh, connection error, and that means they dropped out of it. They're like, I'm out.
Rage quit.
Dude beat me.
Rage quit.
I mean, yep, I seen it happen. That dude was like, I was like, dang, it sounds like a machine gun.
Well, yeah, I think we're talking about... I saw this video online where the guy turned off the sound on Guitar Hero and so you could just hear his fingers clicking. It was like...
No, it sounded like a machine gun.
Like, that's ridiculous.
No.
Now, imagine if he actually put his time and effort into something useful. Car. No car.
But yeah, apparently the guy that I saw play was one of the fastest. And like I said, it was just like... And I remember I was like, dang, it sounds like a freaking machine gun.
Well, I don't think they still do them, but for a little while there... Like, you know how they have, like, Halo has, like, their world tournament and shit, where you can actually win money. Guitar Hero had that going for a little while, too, but I don't think they do them anymore. I think Guitar Hero lost so much popularity over the years that I don't think they do them anymore. But I remember hearing one guy won, like, $20,000 or something at one of these things.
Beautiful. Well, sooner or later it would get, repetitive and it would get boring. Because people think they can play the song sooner or later, and they can't, because they're not strings.
Well, I heard Slash say that he can't play Guitar Hero because when he's hearing the music, he's trying to actually play guitar, and that's not how that thing works.
Right, he's looking for strings.
Yeah.
Not buttons.
Well, I think they made a fancy version where... Or no, maybe this was just a guitar. I saw this guitar where it lit up where you're supposed to put your fingers to teach you how to play guitar, but I don't think that was a game. I think that was like a learning guitar or something for people that have too much money.
Like I can play guitar or something.
Yeah. Red, blue, green.
I've seen
red.
one of those before. It's like that.
Plus, now I just want to see, like, I imagine after playing Guitar Hero, like, you hear songs, like those guys that do those super fast. You must hear songs like red, blue, green, red, blue, blue, green, red, blue, green, blue, green. Right? That's just how his mind works now.
Yep, and he got it confused with holding down a string.
Yeah.
Because you got to hold down strings to make the tunes.
Well, I sucked at
That's why.
I sucked at Guitar Hero. I fucking lost every time I ever played that stupid fucking game, so I'm glad it fucking lost popularity.
It's harder to play guitar than it looks. People think it looks easy. It's not.
No.
I tried to learn once and I couldn't do it. I was like, how'd you do that?
I'm trying to think of this Joe Coach McGurk said. Yeah, why do anything if you're not automatically good at it, right? Right, Coach McGurk home movies.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah. I loved home movies. Coach McGurk was trying to be a father figure to Brendan, but he's always giving him, like, the worst advice ever. You know? He's like, because some kid was going to beat him up after school, so he's talking to Coach McGurk about it, and he's like, well, fight dirty. He's like, well, isn't that, dirty? He's like, well, Brendan, fighting's wrong and dirty already, so if you're already there, you might as well go for it.
I kind of agree, though.
Because I think he was telling them just, like, when the fight starts, just run up and kick him right in the nuts. I think that's how he said to start the fight. He went into the class one time and told the class, liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, throw up quicker.
Uh-huh.
And you see the kids writing it down. Is this going to be on the test? Yes.
They were trying to teach.
Yeah. There's one more funny one that he said that we're cracking up that I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Coach McGurk was the greatest, though. John H. Benjamin, guy that voted Bob and Archer.
I remembered him. Yeah, I did like Coach McGurk. Actually, I did watch a lot of that when I got time to. A lot more than I thought I would watch.
I watched
kind of bizarre.
Home Movies was a weird show because it's about 3 kids making movies in their basement, and it's kind of like Bob Burgers, where like everyone's kind of got like some kind of weird mental disorder of some sorts. Everyone in the show is kind of fucking crazy in one way or another.
Well, they ate something weird. I thought it was the burgers.
There's people in them burgers.
Because what is everybody else eating? They're eating burgers.
Jimmy Pesto don't eat at Bob's.
Well, maybe he buys his ground beef from Bob. Get it?
Right, he buys it from the same guy.
No. See, one business keeps another business going.
No, they actually did. I don't know if you saw this one, but they did do an episode where Jimmy Pesto was bragging about how cheap he gets his meat.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, so he gives Bob the number and he calls, and the reason why the meat was so cheap because freaking horse meat.
Yeah, horse.
It's horse meat. Ah! And it's funny too because like Bob becomes like friends with the guy and shit, and then he finds out that it's horse meat, and he's like, "How could you?"
Horse meat burger is not good.
Yeah.
I had one once, and I was not feeling good after I had it.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not.
But that was before it was, all illegal and stuff.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I guess apparently originally the plot of the show was like Bob's family is cannibals and they're feeding people burgers. But someone was like, "Dude, that's a bad idea. You probably shouldn't do that." And he was like, "Yeah, you're probably right."
I remember.
Yeah. Well, remember we saw that one...
Something wrong with all of those people in that town.
Yeah. Well, remember... I can't remember the name of it, but remember there was this one horror movie we saw back in the day where these dudes were running a diner pretending that they were vegetarians and shit, and they're using a meat substitute, but it wasn't a meat substitute. It was people!
Maybe.
Yeah, because they were cutting up hot chicks. It's one of them 80s slasher movies where they had a ton of boobs in it, because that's what people did before porn. And remember they were cutting up people to sew them together to resurrect an Egyptian goddess or something. I want to say Blood Diner.
Remember, if you showed boob, it's like, oh, curse it!
Oh,
curse!
It's so lewd!
Like you say, oh, a wrist!
Yeah. Yeah.
Or an ankle.
It's an ankle! Oh! Yeah, because I think... I want to say Blood Diner, but I'm not sure.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's been a year since we've seen it.
I get that mixed up with Body Shop, though. So it could
maybe
be
it was
two of those.
It was one of them, too, for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like two of those.
Yeah. I remember one of the guys, he attracts some hot broad back to the diner, and he's putting like batter on her and shit, because that's sexy. And then he throws her head into the deep fryer, and she comes out, she has like a giant hush puppy head. Now that's how you make horror movies.
That was brutal.
Yeah. They don't make horror movies like that no more. It's like everyone's trying to make like fucking Paranormal Activity and shit because it's cheap and easy.
Well, it was brutal. It was brutal, bloody, and gory back then, but now, it's all wires and special effects, when back then they just worked with what they could. They didn't have any stuff like that.
Yeah. What do you mean we ain't got no 2 gallons of kerosene, corn syrup? What am I supposed to do with all this red dye?
That's the reason I usually don't watch those ghost ones, because, it's just a wire dragging people around, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a wire.
Yeah. Tim Savini had to spend hours molding foam rubber and strapping explosives to people, while these jackasses are just tying wires to each other and then fixing it in post.
We'll fix it in editing.
Yeah. Tim Savini became an actor because actors didn't show up to the movies he was doing the special effects on.
Older stuff like this made wires. I'm the reason wires are still around.
Yeah, I was about to say, now movies don't even do squibs or nothing. It's all fucking CG blood and shit. If there's even blood.
Or it's that splat blood.
Yeah.
It's like, blood don't splatter like that.
It's all Fast and the Furious movies now, man. Like, if you're lucky, a good horror movie comes out once every couple of years. Other than that, it's Paranormal Activity or generic slasher guy B.
I agree. There's not a lot coming from it.
Reboot of that one series from the 80s that people liked.
Still.
At least Chucky hasn't rebooted yet.
Oh, it is.
It will. I don't know, but if we could just ignore Son of Chucky, that I'm fine with that. We can just ignore that.
Yep. Extremely bad.
Like, I get it. Bride of Chunky. That's the movie I want to see. Bride of Chunky.
Bride of Chunk.
Chunk! It's Sloth and Chunk get married. That's the movie.
She stopped eating Babe Ruth bars, and that pushed him over the edge.
Sloth love Chunk! But no, I get it. Bride of Chucky had a little more of a comedic tone, and it was did a little bit better in the box office than the last one. But fuck, man, the fucking annoying British ass, pissing ass fucking puppet. Ugh. Who thought that was a good idea?
Right. It's pretty extreme.
And then there was that one time Chucky interrupted an episode of Monday Night Nitro to talk shit to the Sting for like 5 seconds, I think. It was like, you should go see my new movie, Bride of Chucky.
The Stink.
So once again, another career that Bill Goldberg ruined. Dilbert. Man, I don't care.
I want to see Bill Goldberg, and Brock Lesnar.
Make it
Gilbert gonna get hurt though.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if the guy that's Gilbert isn't dead, there is no reason that he should not be fighting Goldberg at the next pay-per-view. Everyone knows that's the match we want to see. No one gives two shits about Brock Lesnar Goldberg again. Unless you're fucking an idiot, like that whole crowd was.
The last match was better.
Well, yeah, it's better because it only lasted 6 minutes, and they did a little something rather than lasting 20 minutes and only doing like 3 moves.
He was roided.
Rageberg. I'm gonna go grab the beers.
Roidberg. Squawking shit.
Squawking shit.
Squawking.
Squanching shit. Talking shit. Doing shit.
I like
breaking
squatching, squawking. It's hard to say.
Keep it squanchy.
Gotta get a double tongue twister in there.
Yeah. What else I was thinking about too for the We Are Podcast video game, we could fight the Tusticle.
Ah.
Right? Which is literally just a like giant hairy nutsack with like walrus teeth hanging out of it that's trying to jump on us?
Testicle.
The testicle. We could run into Bat Murder and Super Death, and we could take them out as one of the bosses before the final boss. Right.
Well, it turns out one of us accidentally busted him with the soda back in the day. And we were like, I got him, yeah!
No, Bat Death and Super Murder are doing their fight at the end of the movie, and we're hiding behind like a wall with a can of beer, and we throw it at them, and it hits one of them, and we run off laughing. Now they're all pissed off at us. And the second they heard and instead of Vince McMahon, it's just or McMahon, MCAM, McMahon. Then the second they heard that the $1 million bounty's been put on our head, Super Death and Bat Murder are like, oh, now it's time to finally get our revenge for throwing a stale beer at us. It's like, we're sorry, your movie was stale. Oh! And then they try to murder us.
But you're bent on justice. I'll take revenge.
Yeah. Who needs justice when you can have revenge? No.
It's like, but your whole character's based on justice. But I'm picking revenge.
No. You guys are supposed to be a symbol of hope and brightness and kindness throughout the world. Nah, I'm gonna kill you. No. Then I have to use my Sailor Moon transformation to defeat Super Death.
Every person like me has a murder side. Or whatever they're calling it now, I'm not up on the, speaking of all the, knowing about technology and stuff, I should really get up on the social media slang here so I know what some of this stuff means.
The producers told me, according to trends, dark and brooding are way more popular than light and fun-hearted.
Because I remember I ignored something that said that. I remember I ignored that, and apparently I should have took that to warning.
Growl.
Old man gravel. Old man ravel. Ravel rat.
I don't know if you heard me or not.
You heard my fist. It's amazing you heard that.
You heard that shit, though. I got your justice right here. Uppercuts one of us.
Your broken jaw of justice, or you're broken, or whatever, something of justice. I'm tired of naming them already. I've had so many that I'm tired of naming it.
Cracked ribs of justice. Ow!
It's like, you'll be thinking of it when you wake up of justice. I'm just going to start calling it that. It's time for me to be blunt now. I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah, the hammers of justice said fuck you.
I'm pretty sure it said something bad to you. Right.
It's going to make you cry.
Yep.
That's the thing, too. Like, I do like the Batman Arkham games, but at the same time, like, he just threw that dude's head through a fucking metal grate. That dude's fucking dead.
Yeah. And plus, his head went splat.
Mm-hmm.
It was all on the wall. It's like, I was like, he's dead.
And plus, I'm sure it doesn't help that you're leaving people unconscious, knocked out on the floor for hours on end. That's probably not good for your brain. Plus, I also love
Plus, most of them would be just, dying there, helpless.
Plus, I love too how in like to find the Riddler stuff on the map, you have to track down a certain bad guy that has like a Riddler cell phone or something, and you gotta interrogate the guy. Remember, he's like, "Okay, I'll talk. Just don't hurt me." He's like, "Okay, here's Riddler's cell phone to find the Riddler shit." Okay, so you're just gonna let me go now, all right? Nope. Wait, I said don't hurt me. Punch. It's like, what, man? I cooperated.
I remember that.
I always thought that was funny.
Well, plus that guy that stabbed him, remember he ended the action scene choking him. Remember the guy was like, ah, and I was like, oh, he broke that dude's neck.
Oh, yeah.
He's out of him.
Plus, one of the also fun things, too, is like in Spider-Man games where there's always a fight on the rooftop. It's just factory games. And you can do this in Batman, too, like knock people over the edge of the building. Because, like, that guy's dead. I just made Spider-Man kill a dude. Yay.
But, you know, it was just a little thing that made me mad about that scene where, you know, he beat everybody up, knocked him out, and then that last guy, he saved him, and then he looked at him, you know, and then he grabbed his throat, and the guy goes, ah, and, you know, they don't show what he does, but I'm pretty sure, you know, he killed him.
He did.
Yep. But, you know, they didn't show it.
You know, one thing that also pissed me off, too, like, remember back in the day when the WWE games would have, like, a story mode, and you would just beat the ever-living piss out of a dude, but then you go for the 3 count, and because story mode reasons, there's a cutscene where the guy gets up and hits you in the back of the head with a chair or something and makes you lose the match, even though you totally decimated the fuck out of him in the fucking game.
Yep, I remember I even beat somebody up, and their entire body was red. And I went to go for the pin, and, you know, they hit me with the chair, and I was like, what? His whole body was red. There's no way. I actually tried to do that once to see if I would pass it, and they were like, nope. Hit with the chair, 1, 2, 3, roll up.
Yeah, I think that was SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain that did that. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Because I remember my boy Brock Lesnar being in there.
It could have been any of them, though. Might have been 2.
Well, I can't remember.
There were a lot of SmackDown games, though.
I heard I haven't played a WWE game in a long time, but I heard they quit doing the story mode now. Now it's just more or less glorified wrestling simulator, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I liked when you could level them up and all and make them your way.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, the Creator Wrestler was always fun.
I haven't played any new ones, though, so I just got the old ones.
I don't even remember the last one I played. Whatever it was probably with you.
Right.
So, what DLC do I gotta get to unlock God?
A spotlight?
The spotlight.
It's like, what, you mean a spotlight?
How awesome would that be, though, if, like...
I just like to see the people's faces that actually paid for that ticket. Or, like, if he released a flyer on it or something.
Well, I remember this well. He was hyping it up, like, I'm going to wrestle God at whatever it was. And then people, like, just a spotlight comes down to the ring, and people were like... It was, like, the most quiet I've ever heard a wrestling crowd ever be, because people were just like... Because you're more or less just watching an old man shadow wrestle himself for, like, 5 minutes.
Well, he's just jumping around and, you know, flipping on the mat.
Yeah, and then Triple H comes in to give him a sweet chin music, you know. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Well, people should have been smart enough to know that he was flipping himself and, you know...
Well, I'm sure no one actually believed he was actually wrestling God.
Correct.
But
I would have believed that.
Yeah. Like, you couldn't at least pay a dude to dress up like hippie Jesus and take a couple bumps or something?
Yeah. He's gonna take a suplex!
I know. I just want to see that backstage too, where it's like the Pope, like, no, sir, Mr. McMahon, the God, he is too old. He cannot take the bumps anymore. He cannot take the suplex. He's too old. He's 5 billion years old. His back is no good no more. He's like, I don't care. He's taking a suplex. I'll take a clothesline where he's getting a suplex. No, sir, Mr. McMahon. The God, he is too old.
He's taking a suplex from a damn billionaire.
Or he's not getting paid. It's either that or he can join the Kiss My Ass Club, Pope.
You see, his checks even say Vince McMahon's bank. Did I mention I'm a billionaire? Did I mention that? It's like, yeah, like 3 times.
Now get over here, Shane. I'm still gonna pitch that incest angle about you and your sister.
Now, Shane, I need you to take over my other show. Okay.
I need you to jump off this 40 or 75-foot teleprompter. I need you to take this bump through this plain glass window. Oh, you hit the wrong one and it didn't break? Mm-hmm. Well, do it again.
Undertaker's gonna think, oh, hell no, and then you're just gonna go through the table.
No,
yeah, Undertaker was like, oh man, it looks a lot more higher from down here than it does, when I did it, but, he's, nope.
Well, I guess Vince wanted Undertaker to job out to Shane O'Mac, and he was like, no, I'm too old for this shit.
Well, he realized, I saw the look in his eye. It looked like he was like, oh, it looks a lot higher than it looks when I'm looking at it. And he's like, nope. And, he freaking crashed through the table. When Shane came down, he crashed through.
Well, he said when he threw Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell, he thought he killed him.
Yeah, I remember that. That was... Wow.
You ain't never redoing that.
They had a lot of heart in that match, and he even came back out. And, Undertaker, he was probably worried, was that long enough? Am I going to get paid? And then, he got off the stretcher, Mick Foley got off the stretcher, and then Undertaker was like, oh yeah, and they started climbing up the cage and fighting again. I was like, oh man, he turned into an animal, man.
You know what else I was thinking we could do for the We Are podcast game? Like we're running from Bork Laser and we dip into like what we think is just an abandoned factory, but it turns out it's like a wrestling school full of luchadors, and they're insulted that we break into their school of wrestling, and now we get to wrestling and wrestling.
They said booyaka, it's territorial. So now we're in a wrestling match.
Yeah, why not?
That's what booyaka means, though. It means territorial.
Yeah, that way we can fight like wave after wave of generic dudes in wrestling masks.
Yep, and every time we beat them up, they drop a mask, so we get more powerful.
Oh, yeah. The power-ups in that one are masks.
Or, yeah, we could put in the classic button masher, where you gotta rip off the mask.
Oh, yeah. And then the champ, after wave of generic enemy, the champ comes out, and it's not Zangief. Stereotypical Russian guy here. You dare to come into my house of wrestling and insult me by defeating all of my pupils. Now I must crush you with bare hand for the glory of Mother Russia.
You must die.
You must die. Yeah, we can make him like a mixture of Ivan Drago and Zangief from Street Fighter, the two best Russian characters of all time. See, even Zangief has a better backstory than Ryu. He wants to be the greatest wrestler of all time for the pride of Mother Russia. He's not just wandering around beating people's asses.
Is he going to say, you crazy Americani?
You Americanis have confused me. You make sure about the craft beers you do not like and references to things you do like. I do not understand you. I must break you. You're getting real pissed off about us just trying to cut through here to get away from a guy. I'm just saying, you guys started this shit. Does not matter. You have insulted my dojo. You have insulted my way of living. I must break you.
We'll figure it out.
Too late for talk now. Now it's time for... No more time for promo shooting. Now it's time for wrestle. Ding, ding, ding. And he's like twice the size of everybody, And then it ends with us giving him a double suplex.
Classic. Like, that is classic. Double suplexes are classic moves, though.
Yeah. And then he's like, you broke me. You made mistake. We are a podcast. You left not Zangief alive. Time to train. Must fight bear. Become stronger. Destroy We Are Podcast. right? And then that way in 2, he'll come back and he'll chuck a bear at me because I'm terrified of bears. Plus, that's
That
not.
would be awesome though, dodging a bear.
Yeah, that'll be like a special attack, like the street fight rules now. So now he just digs into his tights, whips out a bear, chucks it at you.
It actually would be funny if it was just a coincidence and that's how you got legendary there. Just like, this dude dodged a bear being chucked at him. He's an ultimate legend now.
This Russian stereotype showed up and started pulling bears out of his underwear, chucking them, and this guy whooped his ass. It was crazy.
It's like, well, this dude dodged one and he was just stood there like, you got another?
And then he slammed a beer and turned into a Sailor Moon girl. It was fucking crazy. And oddly enough, despite the fact that he's now wearing flannel-looking high heels, he can actually run faster and move stronger.
It's like, to tell you the truth, I'm glad I bought the ticket tonight.
This was the.
I am very, very thrilled.
This was good match. Can't wait till next week to see how they top.
Where's the soap opera?
Oh, that's the thing we could do too. Like in the like like the little level is like we're fighting in the wrestling ring, and there's the crowd in the background going, yeah. We can have a generic guy holding up a sign that says plausible, plausible, plausible.
Plausible.
Yeah,
that's classic.
We'll have another guy that's like just sipping on a because those sprites only have like 2 movements. It's just a guy just chugging a beer, watching the match.
Somebody's going like this.
That's about to say. You gotta have the guy doing the fist pump. Yeah. While we're wrestling a bunch of luchadors and not Zangief. Like I said, it ends with us double suplexing and becoming the what is it, the stereotypical Russian wrestling federation, the SPRW, right? The SPRW new champs. They will come back for the belt one day. We are a podcast. You have not beat Not Zangief yet. Oh, dude, that's the final level. Not Zangief and Bork Laser tag team up to fight us. Right? Because John Cena always has to do that, right? He has to tag team with the guy he's going to fight at the next pay-per-view before the pay-per-view.
Yep. To see if they can coexist.
Can John Cena and Randy Orton coexist to beat the New Day? I don't know. Like I said, man, I like Randy Orton, but John Cena fucking wrecked his career, man. Because after
he's the cash cow. How do you go up against the cash cow?
Well, he wasn't the one like, let me wrestle nobody but John Cena for the next 6 months. That ought to get over. I'll tell you what gets over. Wrestling God.
Yeah, it was kind of like TNA for a little bit. Because I remember TNA was... I was like, Kurt Angle versus Matt Hardy? Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, again? But yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, and it's not like you don't have a ton of fucking talent. Plus your tag team division kind of sucks too. All it is the New Day and...
Well, they're not champs anymore.
Oh, they're not?
Nope.
I don't follow that much. Dude, but people love the New Day. Every time I see them on, people are going hype. It's like K-Quick when he's singing What's Up. Talking about Lil Jimmy. Lil Jimmy!
That's over too. Don't talk about the Golden Truth though. That's even worse.
Oh, come on. Golden Truth was on.
It's even worse, man.
For some reason, they put...
It's even worse.
Yeah. WWE is totally insensitive because at this point, Goldust and R-Truth are having like mental breakdowns. Like one of them's literally seeing like a little Jimmy, seeing like a little dude running around telling them what to do and shit. And Goldust got hit with electricity or something. He was having like a stuttering problem or something. Like, yeah, here's these 2 people with mental disorders. Let's tag team them together because that's fucking hilarious.
Well, he's not doing that now, but...
No, they got to...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Is R-Truth even on TV anymore, or did he go back to...
He teamed back with Goldust, and they're doing this Golden Truth thing, and it's really bad. But he's singing about how him and Goldust are going to the top, and then he goes, he makes it rhyme, and then he goes, "What's up?" You know. But yeah, they're selling Golden Truth T-shirts. You remember that era back in the day where they had bad tag team names like Team Hell No.
Oh, but I like that era. I like Team Hell No.
But they were terrible names. They had Team Hell No was a good tag team, but it was a terrible name. Team Hell No was Daniel Bryan and Kane. It was back in the day. They had Team Air Boom, which was Kofi Kingston, and it was it was Air Boom, Evan Airborne, and Kofi Kingston. Now that was a bad one too.
Well, that's just because Kofi Kingston sucks.
Yeah, that was another bad one though. But they're going back to that era where they have bad names for tag teams like the Hype Bros, the Zack Ryder and his other friend.
I don't even know who that is.
They're really bad names, but somebody wanted to see them. I'm just saying.
Bring back the Job Squad. J-O-B. A bunch of jobbers that knew they were jobbers, so they teamed up to help each other win. Come on, that's the best. You know? They're not NWO. They're not trying to take over the fucking wrestling industry. They're just trying to get a W. Remember, Gilbert was the light heavyweight champion for like a year. Not because he was a good wrestler or company, because the Job Squad would cheat for him. Well, that was the best. I just wanted to bring back Gilbert. Come on, man. Just do it. Gilbert versus Goldberg. We all want it. Do it, man. Take my money. Right? No one gives a shit about Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. They had one of the worst. That's why I don't understand why people like that shit. They had one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever that dragged on forever.
Well, the second one was better than the first one.
Well, like I said, at least it was over quick. It only lasted like 6 minutes, I think.
Correct, but I think he was Roydberg.
Yeah. Oh, of course, he's fucking like 55 years old, man. Even if he wasn't the greatest shape ever, he couldn't fucking work that hard.
Because, they call Brock Lesnar so many names, and he was cowering in fear at the sight of Goldberg or Roydberg.
Maybe he just got done watching Santa Slays and he's like, "Oh my God, Santa Berg's gonna kill me."
Wish I watched what he watched. Obviously, it worked.
He watched Vince sign the check. Is what he watched. That's what he watched. He's like, okay.
Once you see bank of, you're in business.
Yeah. McMahon has
he said bank of, and then his eyes got big. Like
McMahon just has a picture of himself on his checks going, yeah.
Yeah. That's DD, direct deposited, right? That's DD.
You cash.
He's
like, you cash that check after the match.
It's like, you don't ask. No, he's like, you don't ask a billionaire that.
Frankly, I'm insulted.
Yeah, you insulted me.
And if you weren't a 300-pound gorilla-roided monkey with a horrible tattoo, I'd fucking do something about that. But I'm gonna pay someone to do something about that.
In fact, I'll tack an extra $400 on it just for you hearing me say that. Just don't beat me up.
Depends. I get my ass beat now, or you get your ass beat later. How we doing this? Or you can just walk away, lose the fucking match, and cash your check, and go to the bar and fuck hookers, or whatever it is you jackasses do when you leave this arena.
Like I said, though, you better ask that guy where's the ATM, because he's the only one that knows. He's the only one that knows where the private one is, so you better ask him. If you don't hear him, it's your fault.
There's an armed guard in front of the ATM, so nobody can use it till after the show. He's like, "Back off, Randy. I don't care how many ants you got on your back. McMahon says the show ain't over yet."
This is some BS.
This is some bullshit. I'm gonna go pour oil into someone's bag now. Or baby oil.
He's like, "I've been treading around here for 4 hours. I don't know the layout of this dump."
I was about to say, thank God Jake the Snake ain't there, but he's off the sauce now. He's doing good now. I shouldn't be making fun of Jake the Snake like that. But that shit wasn't the flow back in his day.
Correct. Cheat.
That's why he had such a glorious...
Right.
That's
Back
why...
then it would have been cheating.
Yeah.
And dishonest.
I can't remember where... I saw it on YouTube, but Jake the Snake was giving some interview. And he told a story about back in the day. Phil, younger folks might not remember him, but of course you remember the ravishing Rick Rude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's what '80s man looked like.
Classic heel.
Yeah, curly head, mullet, pervert mustache, oily hairy chest.
Oh.
Nice.
Classic heel.
Yeah.
Always played the heel card.
Oh, we'd be like, "Come on, ref, he's pulling my luscious hair. I need my hair." He's like classy Freddie Glassy. He's one of them pretty boy wrestlers. Thinks he's better than everyone.
Yeah, like, these are hair tubes.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
Come on, ref. But
How much I paid for these tubes?
Yeah. One of his gimmicks was he would when Ravishing Rick Rude would come out to the ring, and he was just so sexy and so ravishing that some girl from the audience, in the front row of course, would just let him kiss him and be all woo, swollen and dove eyes.
I remember.
Yeah.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, it was part of the show. The girl, from what Jake said, is like they would just find some girl that was kind of hot before the show started, and like, hey, you want to make like $500 if it's okay if like Rick Rude comes out during his match and kisses you? You're fine with that. And he's like, oh yeah, and they're like, well, of course, I'm sure some girls probably said no or whatever. $500, I'll kiss Rick Rude. I don't give a fuck, Like I said, I'll kiss Vince McMahon's ass for $100,000. That doesn't bother me at all. Call your boy, Vinny. I need this money to get this We Are Podcast game off the ground. I'll kiss your ass for $100K.
Freaking get a check from Wiki.
Yeah.
Wiki be throwing a check at you next.
Just don't eat Taco Bell before I do it, bro. Come on, can you at least do that? Now I'm eating extra Taco Bell. 5 quesadillas. Oh. No!
Lava sauce added.
Yeah. But anyways, Jake the Snake had a ring rat, his road girlfriend, let's say. And I guess one day they offered her the $500 to do it. And she was like, oh, fuck that shit. She got all uppy about it and told Jake the Snake about it so he could go cuss him out or something. And Jake the Snake at this time, fucking notorious fucking cokehead. Like, I think everyone, watch whatever WrestleMania was from, 84. Hulk Hogan and Macho Man shoot these promos where they're clearly, coked out of their mind. Their eyes are all bugged out. They're twitching. They're shaking and shit. You could clearly tell they're on some shit. But, anyways, Jake the Snake tells her, screw that, bitch. You go tell him you do that. You can go buy the coke tonight. That's what, So I guess she agrees to it. And I guess that night, Jake the Snake was wrestling before Rick Rude. So he says, I'm going to wrestle my match, go back out to the car. Just before you have to go kiss Rick Rude, come out and meet me in the car. So they meet in the car, they do a little
bumps.
Bump and bump. In more than one way. They do a couple bumps. Fuck it, we're online. Ain't nobody censoring this. Jake the Snake asked her to suck his dick. And he busted her mouth. And he says, when Rick Rude goes to kiss you, spit this back into his mouth. And then whisper in his ear, Jake says hi. And then, obviously, get the hell out of there. Yeah. Apparently she did it. They got the hell out of it and they hauled ass to the next show. And Jake the Snake said he realized that's when he had a drug problem and a death wish.
Stomach churning.
Yeah, that's funny.
Worked.
Yeah. And like I said, look at Rick Rude from back in the day. He was a pretty buff dude. He kicked somebody's ass, really. Jake the Snake wasn't.
Yeah, he looked more like a gentleman back then than a wrestler, like a real gentleman.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be Roush and Rick Rude's thing. He's such a pretty boy. Like, like panties just get moist when he's walked in the room. Like that arena just got like the arena's humidity just went up when he walked out to the ring. The humidity in the room was just like.
Like they should have made statues or trophies of him.
Yeah. He's an Adonis among men.
Yeah, like a real gentleman.
I don't know, Phil. Me talking about wanting to turn into a Sailor Moon princess and me talking about how sexy Rick Rude is, people might start taking wrong ideas about me. Whatever, man.
Blart.
Come on, man. Who doesn't want to do a spin, turn into a rainbow, and then come out in a schoolgirl outfit? Plus, like I said, I'll have like my hairy legs and shit too. Mm-hmm. Wearing flannel high. I'm sure they make flannel high heels somewhere. And with that being said, this is the end of We Are Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where we talk about what we want to talk about. This is episode 74, not 9. Nailed it. My name is Matt.
And my name's Phil, the creator of the Overlord Tank Group. Thanks for enjoying the episode tonight. Please continue to listen.
And as always, thank you anyone and everyone for listening. You can leave a question, comment, or email here on YouTube. You can also email us at wearepodcast@gmail.com. All lowercase. I don't know. Let me know. We Are Podcast the game. If you want them to see it, let's make it happen. Let us know in the comments, questions, all that good stuff. Thank you and good night.
Ding, ding, ding. Thank you.
This is We Are Podcast, the only show where we talk about what we want to talk about. We Are Podcast, let the ice house flow. We Are Podcast, it's an internet talkie show. We Are Podcast, you know the mouse knows. We Are Podcast, so look up an episode and that's the show.